For decades, South Africa has lived under the shadow of broken promises, staged hope, and carefully managed chaos. The African National Congress, once hailed as the heroic party that led the fight against apartheid, now faces an accusation so sinister, so chilling, that it forces the nation to confront the truth about its post-liberation rulers. Poverty has not been a failure of policy, it has been a weapon. The revelation, whispered in communities, debated in intellectual circles, and shouted in fiery political rallies, is that the ANC has built its survival on the backs of the poor. Instead of eradicating inequality, it has nurtured it. Instead of empowering citizens to be independent, it has trapped them in cycles of dependency, ensuring that desperation keeps them loyal at the ballot box. This is not an accidental outcome of corruption and inefficiency, critics argue, but a calculated system. Poverty is not just a problem under ANC governance, it is their power tool. South Africa's rich natural resources, its strategic industries, and its hard-working people should have been enough to make it one of the most prosperous nations in the world. Yet, 3 decades into democracy, unemployment remains staggeringly high, service delivery is collapsing in many towns, and young people face a future defined by hopelessness rather than opportunity. The question must be asked, how can a ruling party that has governed for so long explain such consistent failure? Is it incompetence, or is it by design? The truth lies in the way the ANC has structured its rule. Grant systems, housing allocations, food parcels, and empowerment programs have been dangled like carrots before communities, not to truly uplift them, but to tie them into a permanent relationship of need. When elections arrive, promises are made, T-shirts are distributed, and food parcels are handed out as though they were gifts from the party rather than rights of the people. The poor are kept just desperate enough to remain grateful for small mercies. Poverty becomes a leash tightened when communities grow restless, loosened when loyalty is required. Critics have pointed out how this strategy has eroded not only the economy but the very dignity of citizens. A people stripped of their independence are easier to control. A hungry nation has no time to demand accountability. A community desperate for housing cannot risk angering the hand that might one day give it. In this environment, the ANC thrives not by building a prosperous country, but by ensuring the majority remain in survival mode. But cracks are beginning to show. South Africans are waking up to the manipulation. Protests over service delivery are no longer isolated. Entire townships rise in anger, chanting that their suffering is no longer bearable. The youth, once silent, now declare that they will not inherit the broken system of their parents. And opposition voices, long dismissed, are gaining traction by exposing what many now call the evil plot of deliberate underdevelopment. The most damning evidence lies in how the ANC has reacted to genuine attempts at empowerment. Independent businesses are strangled by red tape and corruption, while connected elites grow rich overnight. Education systems remain broken despite billions in funding. Job creation promises fade into nothing, while unemployment statistics break new records year after year. If empowerment truly existed, the ANC's grip on power would weaken. If poverty were eradicated, loyalty could not be bought. Thus, the cycle continues, poverty is maintained as the foundation of control. For ordinary South Africans, this realization is bitter. The liberation movement that once symbolized freedom has become the architect of captivity. Hope has been betrayed. Yet, out of betrayal often comes revolution. Communities are starting to demand more than survival, they are demanding dignity, prosperity, and independence. The truth, once whispered in the dark, is now shouted in the streets. The ANC's power rests not in delivering a better life, but in ensuring millions never taste it. The question is no longer whether this plot exists, it is whether the people will break free from it. If poverty is their power tool, then awakening is the weapon of the oppressed. South Africa stands at a crossroads, remain in chains of dependency or rise in defiance of the party that turned freedom into captivity. History will judge, but for now, the mask has slipped. The ANC's greatest secret is no longer hidden. Poverty was never their failure, it was their plan.